And Luck led his team to the playoffs, but the Colts were quickly knocked off by the Chiefs. Booger, who's got more to prove of these two?
Wow. I think it's Cam Newton. And I know he's coming off a career year last year where he completed 67.9, right at 68% of his passes. And even though he was doing that with a hurt shoulder, everyone's saying, man, Cam has progressed. The passing game is better. Norv Turner has done an outstanding job. I just dare you to look a little deeper, because here's what I saw. I saw a quarterback checking the football down. I saw him throwing a lot of shorter throws to enhance the completion percentage. Cam Newton's career has been roughly a 57% completion percentage guy. The MVP season in 2015, when he took the league by storm, they were 15-1. He did it throwing the football, but also running the football. Cam is getting up in age. He can't do that. He can't run as much anymore. You can't run in this league the way Michael Vick did, the way they took the league by storm running the football. So Cam is going to have to throw the football by necessity from the pocket. He said himself, I can't take the beating that I've taken in my career. So he's got to throw the football. I don't know if he can ever be a consistent passer from the pocket. And I know that goes against what the numbers say last year, because the numbers were up. But as I always say, the numbers sometimes fool you. I think Cam Newton's at a point in his career, from a physical standpoint, he's the guy you won't get off the plane first. I mean, Cam is 6'5", 6'6", 260 pounds. He looks like Adonis. He's built. Like, if you were drawing up a defensive end, you draw Cam Newton before you probably draw somebody like Jadeveon Clowney. Like, he's built that way. But playing this position and taking this team to the next step, into the postseason, to the Super Bowl, where you can win it, where we can lose the taste that we have in our mouth. The last time we saw you in the Super Bowl, where after the game, you put on one of the most abysmal post-game press conferences we've ever seen. Yeah. He's got to get that taste out of his mouth. And I think this is a year now, the shoulder can't be an issue. Okay, you've had surgery, you fixed it, we're going to protect you. Okay, we got you Christian McCaffrey. We're going to give you somebody you can dump it off to and throw the football. But can you make the throws? I've seen Cam Newton too many times with an open receiver 15 yards down the field where you got to plant your back foot on the fifth step and throw the football, and he throws it 10 yards too high or 5 yards too wide. I've seen that with my own eyes too many times. I think he can. My only question, will he? And I'm starting to wonder if at this point in his career, can the leopard change his spots? At this point in his career, can you make a guy this athletic, this big, this physical of a specimen, can you make him something different? That's the question. That's why I think this is a huge year for Cam Newton. He's got to get back to where we haven't seen him before, and that's hoisting a Lombardi trophy.
Well, if they try to make him a different quarterback, they can just go on and coach somewhere else. Because here's who he is. And that's why I don't think he has more to prove than Andrew Luck. Number one, Andrew Luck has been injured. So Andrew Luck got to prove over time that he can stay healthy for a long enough period of time to give his team an opportunity to see the full potential of what we think he can be. The second thing is Cam Newton played in the Super Bowl and went 15-1, just like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. So the only thing Cam needs to prove is winning a Super Bowl. But it's a lot of people that ain't proved they can win a Super Bowl. That's my second point. Here's the deal for me when people say that, right? We have a situation right now where Carolina relevancy has always been tied to Cam Newton, whether good or bad, whether he's been injured or MVP season. Mm-hmm. Cam Newton has been the Carolina Panthers' mainstay when people say he can't throw the football. The relevancy of this football team has literally weighed on the shoulders of Cam Newton and on the other side, Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly. Here's my thing. When you say a quarterback has more to prove, when we talking about Cam Newton, the longevity of his career, and we talking about Andrew Luck, I don't think it's even in the same stratosphere. Cam Newton's been there. Cam Newton's carried a team. Cam Newton has done everything you need to do in order to win a Super Bowl. If it wasn't for DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller, he may have one against Denver.
What has Andrew Luck done? I mean, Andrew Luck only came in and took the league by storm, 11-5. And on top of that, you talk about his health, okay? I can only go by what you've done for me lately. What did he do last year?
He balled out.
He balled out last year. He went into Houston against J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. in their house and he took their heart from them.
Yep.
Okay? That's what he's done for me lately. So if we're talking about now, see, because I have a problem, is 2015 MVP Cam, is that the norm or the anomaly? Based on everything I've seen, that's the anomaly. The norm from Cam is he's going to run the football, he's going to be hurt, he's going to get beat up, and he's going to be inconsistent from the pocket. Like, that's the norm. Okay, I get he's been to a Super Bowl, but that's the anomaly. That's the thing. That's like Bigfoot. Like, I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it in a long, long time.
Boog, the anomaly is going to a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers only been to one. And we talk about him being one of the top that ever played a game. Like, when we say what you have to prove, all right, in context, Cam Newton needs to prove he can throw the ball from the pocket, he can change his stripes, and all of that. He only been balling every year that he's played, regardless of what you don't think he does well. The one anomaly is his shoulder being hurt. Other than that, Cam Newton has been everything for the Carolina Panthers.
Watch this. I'm going to do what you did to me with Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz. If I gave you a chance right now, you could have Newton in their current state. Who you take?
I'm taking Andrew Luck. All right? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm taking Andrew Luck. The reason why I'm taking Andrew Luck is strictly because Andrew Luck is younger. That's the only reason.
So you don't think he's better than Cam Newton?
Yes, he's a better passer than Cam Newton. My point is, who has more to prove? We're not talking about who's better. We're talking about who has more to prove. Cam Newton has proven longer than Andrew Luck has proven that he can carry a franchise for a long time.
Cam Newton has carried a franchise to the promised land consistently one time, being the guy that carried the franchise like that. If you look at his career, and early on I wasn't a Cam fan, but Cam brought me over. I'm a Cam fan. I like Cam Newton. I like what he stands for on and off the field. I don't like the press conference after the Super Bowl. I'll be the first to admit that because I think you have to carry yourself better. But I've seen a guy who's been, to me, he's been put in the wrong category ever since Florida, Glenn Junior College, Auburn. Like, you can go on and on. I love where he is now in his career. But if we're just strictly talking about performance, his ability to play the position, what are the prerequisites for the quarterback position? Like, Molly is the host. Molly's job is to make sure that we are on time.
Accuracy and on time.
Do all of that. The prerequisites.
Like, Cam's only 8 months older. Like, that's example. That's my job to tell you guys things like that.
He had the prerequisites of a quarterback is you got to distribute the football and score points. He has trouble distributing the football outside of 5 to 7 yards down the field because of his inaccuracy. That's the point. And every offensive coordinator they bring in, we talk about the same thing. Now it's Norv Turner's job. And so, Norv Turner, the old Cowboy coordinator. Yeah. He wants to throw the deep digs down the field like he did to Irvin and Harper. They're struggling doing that in Carolina. Now we got a zone read and read option. They're not going to be able to do that because Cam Newton's shoulder. All I'm saying is, if I'm a Cam Newton fan, which I am, I need to see him do more like 2015.
So based on him needing to prove more, you saying he needs to develop as a better passer?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the thing. If Cam Newton doesn't develop as a better passer, he can still win the MVP.
Not in 2019. No, because the days of Cam Newton running over people like Superman and diving in the end zone, those days are over with.
Everybody says that, but it's not. It's not over with if that's what's going to help them win. It's not over with. Look, here we saw Michael Vick go to Philly, and they try to make him a pocket passer, and it did not work. It is Norv Turner's job to make sure Cam Newton is the best version of Cam Newton. We can talk about all of the 5-step drop you need to deliver past the ball. That ain't who he is. That ain't who they got. But he is damn sure proved that we can look, or Aaron Rodgers, we can win with him being Cam Newton.
We've won consistently 1 year, and I think the one thing for me, as you look at what are we saying this offseason about Lamar Jackson? Can't run as much. Lamar can't run as much. This is not just a Cam issue. This is a league-wide issue.
We need to respect that he in a different mode than most guys that run. He's been different than most guys that carry the ball from the quarterback spot. Cam Newton is a cyborg. He's not the same as every other running quarterback. That is the whole thing. Like, we have coaches' jobs. The number one job for any coach is to put a player in a position to be successful. Mm-hmm. The minute Norv Turner says, Cam Newton, you can't get outside the pocket and take off, that's the minute either they need to get rid of Cam Newton or they need to get rid of Norv Turner. That's my point.
Oh, I love
All
it.
I know is he opens up with a tough test against that Rams defense. Yes, sir. That's going to be a good.
He probably going to rush for 200.
All right. What is the best debate you've seen here on First Take? Well, you get the chance to decide by going on Twitter and voting daily in our tournament-style bracket. So thanks for voting. The Mayweather-Pacquiao debate advances. Up next, number 3 versus 6 matchup. And here's a taste of number 3, Stephen A. Oh, I remember this. And Cowboys legend Michael Irvin putting on a show.
This is when Mike was
to
sweating.
say the least.
You need that water
in
you got,
Dallas.
Bubba.
This was one of my favorites.
Gonna be respectful right now. That's number one. Number